So we're just going to go over more or less how the standpipe bundles get put together. The goal is that they're nice and neat. To start off the rig, they're not falling apart as we go into a building and around stairs. They're as nice and neat as possible, and just kind of covering how they get packed. So as a couple examples, there's one bundle, it's got the nozzle on it. This bundle is put together, no nozzle, so the coupling, just to protect the male thread, is lightly threaded as the end product. And then the straps are all more or less facing the same way to make it super easy to pop the Velcro straps once we get to the fire floor, the floor below the fire floor, and get ready for our tack to put it together. So all we're going to do real quick is make a bundle and show a couple things that can happen with it and just kind of talk as I go through it. So 75 feet of 2-inch hose is what we use for our bundles. They're not going to all be exactly 75 feet, just something as a heads up in case you make one and it works out really well and you make the next one exactly the same way and it ends up being a little bit longer or shorter. That's just the nature of hose. They're not all cut exact to 75 feet or 50 feet in length. We'll start with the female coupling. This is actually marked where the first fold goes, which is helpful. And if you go a little bit short, exactly on it, or a hair long, it'll still all work out, but the goal is that it's pretty close to that. So if you want to use that as your landmark, that works out pretty well. Female coupling, first fold comes here and you just stop short of the female coupling. And what we're going to do is just repeat this in this horseshoe pattern, back and forth. If you have two guys that can help hold it while you're doing it, it can go a little bit quicker, which is nice. But all you're going to do is go back and forth. And then every other fold, you'll have short and then long, short and long. And all that's for is to keep the bundle as tight and nice and neat as possible. And by staggering the folds, it keeps this end from getting fat. So Jake's going to help me out. I'll take it around that side. I'll hold it while he does that. And so then this one, remember these were our short ones, so here's Jake. He stopped short, which helps, but what we want to do on that one is actually go a little bit long. How long? Everyone's going to be a hair different. Give or take about whatever the length of that first female coupling would be. Cool? Keep going. Again, that was long, we're back to the short. There it is. And you can see having two guys helps hold the bundle tight. And then I would go just a hair longer on that, Jake. Yep. Yeah, perfect. And then as we come to the end, this is the tricky part. That kind of, it throws a lot of people off. They're like, okay, well, the male coupling's all the way here at the top. Well, that's not really what we want, because that's going to be in the bundle, that's going to be on, this part's going to be on your shoulder, hitting your face, your helmet, or whatever it is, making it awkward. So what we really want to do on the very last one is you have to make a decision. And there's not necessarily a right or wrong way. You just have to, at the time, make a decision. And it's to bring the male coupling down this way or that way, it doesn't matter which side. If it's going to have a nozzle, then the nozzle is probably going to hang about right here, like the other bundle has. And then of course it's like, well, what do I do with this extra tail? Okay, if you don't have a nozzle, again, just like that one, you'll lightly thread this just to protect the threads of the male end, which still leaves that tail. So either way, it doesn't matter. But what we're looking for is to take that tail, bring it all the way back around to this side, and if this is long enough, you're just going to lift this up and tuck that fold in. And then your Velcro strap would go right there to hold that. One on. And then if you just, as you do the Velcro straps, make sure they're all facing the same way. As the bundle goes on the ground, they're all facing up. and that just makes it easier to pop the straps when you go to hook your line up. And that's pretty much it. So, hope that makes sense with the tail part being loose, and then we're trying to get these as snug as we can. And we're using 4 straps for what we do, 2 on each side, and you get the idea of how that would be. And you can do this with one guy. It makes it a little bit easier to have a second guy. But you can see the straps are all facing up. Again, it makes it real nice. That throws on the ground and it lands like this. The straps are going to be down and maybe hard. So you throw it on the ground and it lands like that. The bundle's nice and tight. Flip it over, pop, pop, pop. Good to go. And you can flake the line out how you want. Like that. I think you guys get it. So with that tail section, if it comes around just to add on, and let's say it's only this long, you're not going to tuck that. You just have to accept that, again, the hose is all a little bit different. It's not a big deal. It's not that you did anything wrong. It's that the hose is different. So hopefully that helps everybody with the standpipe bundles. And yeah. If there's any questions, just check back through the video. Maybe I mentioned it, and if not, just catch me or catch somebody else that you can work it out and spend a couple minutes. They're pretty easy to figure out once you do a couple. That's it. Thanks.